Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Glenwood Coaches Show here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Brought to you, as always, by Zaxby's, Buffalo Rock Pepsi, Glen Smith Shirley, Gene Palaka, Gordy Eye Care to CVCC. A little Glenwood Coaches Show after dark action, a little past 9 o'clock in the Eastern time zone, at least. I know you're over in Alabama, but you're still over Eastern time. Coach, it's been a little while since we talked. Some highs, some lows, I'd say, for both teams since the last time we talked, which was after the Opelika game. Can you catch us up a little bit? We had games against Nottasulga, Brookstone for the boys, a couple against Lynette, another one against Valley last night. Can you catch us up a little bit?
I will. Thank you, Noah, for having me. Glad to catch everybody up. I'm just glad to talk to you, you being a Glenwood graduate. I appreciate everything y'all do. Once again, I can't say that enough. The girls are 4-4 right now. The boys are 7-3. Um, with that comes a very tough schedule. Tough schedule being that I wanted it to be tough, but a tough schedule being that we had to take who would play us too, being the first time in the Alabama High School Association. So the boys have lost twice to Opelika, and we slipped up at Lynette the other night on a Friday night. Didn't play well, turned the ball over. They played really well, put a little pressure on us, and we didn't play well. And that's our three losses. And I'll come back to the girls while I got it fresh on my mind. Had a big win last night at Valley, 5A school up in the Valley, Alabama. We had beat them once at our place, and then we played them there last night and played really, really well. We've changed our lineup a little bit and who's playing and our rotation, and I'll let you know a little bit more about that in a minute. But just so proud of the way we went into a hostile area, hostile environment, played really well, shot the ball well, rebounded well. Big game out of Mason McCrane and Tyler Sykes last night, our post players. Swag played really well last night at the point guard position. We had a little foul trouble. And what I'm talking about with our change is Levi Pender was out for 5 games with a mouth injury. He had to do something at the doctor with that and had a hurt ankle, but he came back last night and gave us a big spark. He had missed 5 of those 10 games. And we put an 8th grader in our lineup now. Braylon is actually starting and has given us nothing but a spark. I didn't realize how much of a connection and a comfort it would be for Swag and Braylon to be playing together. 13 years old, man, starting as an 8th grader. I've only done that one other time. His name was Trip Day back in the day when I had him on the varsity. So Braylon has given us a spark that brings River off the bench and some other guys off the bench. Lets them see the game as we start. So that's where we are with the boys right now. So we'll talk about them first if you want to.
Go for it.
Well, they just, I mean, just 7-3. It's been up and down a little bit. I'm happy with 7-3. Opelika being a 7A school, and they are much improved. I looked at their record today. They're in double-digit wins now. And actually, with this new rating they got in the Alabama High School Coaches Association, Opelika's ranked in the top 10 on their base of schedule, their RPI, and the way they're going. So they're playing really, really well. Now, they're going to be in a tough conference or area with Auburn, Central, Enterprise, and all them, but it's a pretty good 7A team. And then the Lynette loss, that just hurt my feelings because we're better than them. We just didn't play better that night. And I like our rotation right now. Gives us another gear with Braylon in the game. Nothing against River, but Braylon is a basketball player. River playing 2 sports, so just gives us another weapon to be able to use. And Pender being healthy now is our 3-point threat, can knock it down when we need him to. So I'm just really proud. I'm really proud of Mason and Tyler also. Tyler's just a warrior, 6'3", 6'4", undersized post player that gives you everything he's got. Then you got a 6'7" guy on the other side that gets every rebound off the board that he can. Got a couple of dunks last night. So just really proud of the boys right now.
Yeah. With those boys teams, I want to highlight one game last Monday against Brookstone. Couldn't have
Thank
gone
you.
off to
Thank you
could
for bringing that up. Thank you for
not
bringing
gone
that
off
up.
to
Go
a
ahead.
warm start, down 15-0, just about 4 minutes and change in. You come back and eventually go on a 16-0 run yourself, take a 16-15 lead. Tyler Sykes had a couple threes to spark that. Obviously, Mason McCrane in the paint, he's always a weapon. Can you talk about what sparked in that huddle, or what maybe not necessarily changed, but what was the shift that allowed your team to go on such a run there, being down so much early?
Well, certain coaches, you call timeouts at whatever number you think you need to call a timeout at when it gets out of hand. I think I called mine at 7-0. And I just said, hey, we're going to do this again like we did last year, because we did the same thing at their place last year, got behind and had to battle back, and then we still lost by double digits and didn't play well at their place. And, I just told them, I said, I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell. I said, we're just going to see what kind of guts we got right here. We need a stop in one basket somewhere. I didn't know it'd be 8 points later when it's 15-0. We get a 2-point basket out of, I think, Mason or somebody. And then we get a 3 out of Tyler. I remember this. And we go 15-5. And I said, all right, now we're at 10. If we just get a couple more stops. And it's like you said, it's funny how the game went. They went on their run, and then we went on our run, and it was pretty much back and forth after that the rest of the game, which I thought it would be from the beginning. He's got a really good team. He's got some new players, a kid from Columbus High. He already had some length coming back on that team. He's got one of the best players in the Bi-City, the Dykes kid, Chapman Dykes, on that team. And I'm sure you didn't have fun calling that for the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. So, but then you did enjoy it when we went on our run. So then it went back and forth. I was very proud of the way we finished the game, the way we handled it. I was not proud. I'm glad we won. Let me put that back. We were up by 7 in the fourth quarter, and then we just did some dumb things that a veteran or an older team shouldn't do. And we are an older team, even though Swag's a sophomore. But Braylon gave us a gigantic spark off the bench, and more of a defensive spark than an offensive spark, because I put him on the Dykes kid. And the Dykes kid had even numbers in the first half and the second half, but they were quiet numbers, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, he had his 23, but it wasn't the 20. It wasn't the points that he just went on a roll on. So very proud of that way. That I was proud of the way that our team fought, played really, really hard. So that was a big, big win for us in the Bi-City for sure.
No, absolutely. I had fun the whole time. I'll let you know, Coach Perdue. Anytime you get two teams that close, especially with the state line, as we mentioned, in a packed gym with that sort of environment, is always going to be fun. Very passionate toward the end, shall we say? But it was a great night and a great win there for your team. Looking back to the girls, we talked about in the first episode the injury to Hallie Palmore and having to have other players step up. Of course, Mimi Johnson, you mentioned, I believe she has stepped up pretty well. Can you talk about the girls so far and update us on them so far?
Yeah, 4-4. We played Opelika also because I think we could compete with Opelika's girls, and we did the first game. It was a 5-point game with 2 minutes left at our place, and we let it slip away. We go up there and we play a great first half. We're down 31-30 at Opelika. They outscore us 18-4 on the press in the third quarter. We outscored them 8-7 in the fourth quarter. Third quarter was the difference, and we just fell apart. I mean, we're having a little trouble handling the pressure in the press at that time. And then I didn't do them a service, man. We went Opelika, Lynette, Opelika again.
Yeah.
Lynette, I think, maybe somewhere sprinkled in there, because they didn't play. They didn't get to play Brookstone girls. Brookstone didn't bring their girls over. So we had a stretch for the girls right there where we lost 3 in a row. Won a big game last night. It was some ugly basketball. I'm not going to lie to you. Won a big game last night, 42-41 at Valley. Another, like I said, a 5A school. Couldn't handle the pressure early, handled it late. Had a big basket with about under a minute from Bobby Taylor that held on to be the winning basket on an out of bounds play. So that being said, we're 4-4 right now, playing some really tough teams. So I'm hoping we're getting knocked around a little bit, trying to get our aggressive play up, because we know what's coming down the line. People are going to press us without our primary point guard, and our guards have just got to be ready for that. And, we get on the bus in the morning and head up that way to Tennessee like we have for the last 13 years to go play some really good basketball teams. So I'm really excited about the next couple of days.
Yeah. Lynette, Opelika, Lynette, definitely a gauntlet for anybody in the HSAA. Glad you mentioned.
I will tell you, Noah, Lynette 2A, they will go deep into the playoffs. They have every bit of the recipe you need for basketball. Great point guard that can get to the rim, height, post players. They got what they need, and they don't have to press that much. They're just that long.
Yeah. Glad you mentioned the trip you're taking tomorrow to Tennessee. You've been doing it for over a decade now, as you mentioned. Can you talk a little bit about the trip to the Wilderness in the Smoky Lodge in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg up in Tennessee?
There you go, buddy. That is, they laugh. We go to play basketball, but that is one of the main reasons we go. I found this place over about 12 or 13 years ago. It's called Wilderness in the Smokies. It's a hotel with an indoor water park, just like we have up the road in LaGrange at Gray Wolf, except times 10. Wave pool, slides, indoor pool that goes to an outdoor pool and it's heated when it's cold, an ice rink, which we won't be doing any part of that, but things like that, and just a time for us to all spend time together before we break for Christmas, and they've earned it. We fundraise for it, so they get to go on that, and we get to spend time together. I did it with my boys when I was coaching the boys team, and I knew when I did that, bring it over to the girls' side, I was going to have to take them now too. So a lot of their parents go, and a lot of them spend a little bit of vacation time after we're done on Saturday. They'll stay to Monday or Tuesday and then come home for Christmas. But it's just a great trip. We're going to be playing in the King of the Smokies tournament at Pigeon Forge High School, the boys and the girls. We're guaranteed 3 games on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And it's just a fun time, man. It really is. I enjoy it. My coaches go, my parents go. We spend a lot of time together. So, and we'll be playing some pretty good teams in basketball.
Can you talk a little bit about who you're going to be playing?
Yeah, the girls are going to open up, not the Marion County from Buena Vista, Georgia, which we will play in the Border Wars, but we're playing Marion County girls from Jasper, Tennessee to open up. And it's a winner's bracket and a loser's bracket, consolation bracket. So you win, you play in one gym, you lose, you go to the other gym. So that's who we'll play in the girls. In the boys, we open up with the host school. So we're prime time. We get to open up with Pigeon Forge High School. Their gym is amazing. I've seen it on film. Their floor is a lot like my new floor with the different colors. Their actual colors are black, orange, and white. So really cool about that. So I'm really excited about that. We'll get up there tomorrow evening, check in. It'll be our formal dinner is what I call that. I make them dress up a little bit. We go out to eat. And then from there on, we're basketball and wave pooling, just doing whatever we can there at the hotel and just having a fun time.
I know you're excited about seeing that new floor, Dusty. I
Uh,
know. Glad you mentioned the Border Wars. I know we're obviously going to be very busy with holidays next week and your tournament, your Pigeon Forge trip this weekend. Not sure we're going to see you next. So after Christmas, we got the Border Wars tournament. I believe the 27th and the 28th.
That is correct.
At Glenwood. Can you talk a little bit
Yes.
about that tournament that you've hosted?
10 games a day. Let me just shout it out. They're yours too. The major sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Let's go, Glenn Smith, Jerry Potter, and those people up there have been kind to me to help out again this year. And I know you're going to be saying their name over and over again. And I want to throw those people out there now. Johnstone Industries, Heating and Air. They're a big sponsor for us. Culver's and Firehouse Subs.
Delicious.
My man, Mr. Corley at Bowden Realty, Vector Ply right here in Phoenix City.
Right.
Those people are really, they are helping me a lot. Tires First, Wes Hargrove, the new owner, he is the main owner now at Tires First. He's one of our big time sponsors. And this money goes to help pay for the officials. I mean, 3 officials a game, y'all can do the math, 3 officials a game for 20 games, it adds up. So that's the money. That's what's helping sponsor this. And, I'm just tickled about who's coming. Deerfield, Windsor, Calvary, Morgan County out of Georgia. We got Valley coming, Tuscaloosa Academy stepping back in the pit again after they stepped into HSAA away from the AISA. Lee Scott's coming again. I mean, we have Marion County, Chattahoochee County. We have some really good matchups. Northside Methodist out of Dothan. I am really tickled. Notre Dame Academy out of North Atlanta. I mean, we've got some real big swingers and hitters coming, and I'm really excited about the basketball that can be played in our gym for 2 days.
Really good flavor of everything, as you mentioned.
No doubt, man. I'm telling you, you don't like overtimes in a tournament because it puts everything behind. But I mean, I looked and I've put this together. I don't see any blowouts, boys or girls. I see some good competitive basketball. Oh yeah, we had a team drop out 2 weeks ago. Coach Lamb out at Beulah stepped right in. Beulah's coming in to play 2 games on the girls' side. So hey, it's gonna be a great time, man. I'm excited about it.
Can you talk a little bit about who the Gators are going to be playing in the Border Wars tournament?
Yeah, the Gators are gonna be playing Marion County, boys and girls out of Buena Vista, Georgia. I want to play people I've never played before, and I don't get to play them. So we're playing them on the first night, and then we had Chattahoochee County come to us during the summer and had 2 really good games against Chattahoochee County girls. I hadn't seen their boys. So we're playing the Chattahoochee County teams on the second night. Our games are at 7 and 8:15 both nights, and Marion County, Chattahoochee County. They're in the same region, I think, on that side of the river. So I wanted to play them. So I am tickled about getting to play some people. And I know Lee Scott's coming to play some people they've never played before. And that's what makes it all fun.
We'll see how accurate those tip-off times are, Coach.
Hey, I'm trying to keep everything an hour and 15 minutes, as you can tell. I got to have a good clock keeper and some good officials.
Understood. Well, Coach, thank you as always for your time. Again, like to remind the viewers at home, we were brought to you by Glenwood Chevrolet and GMC of Palatka, just like the Border Wars tournament will be. Gordy Eye Care, CVCC, Zaxby's. Thank you for all your support, Coach. As always, it's great to talk with you. Great to catch up with you. Have a safe trip tomorrow to Tennessee. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We'll be there for the Border Wars for the Glenwood games both nights, and we'll see you next time, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Noah. Appreciate everything y'all do. Hey, all I can say is go Gators.
Yes, sir. Go Gators. See you next time.
See you, buddy.